All right. Well, thank you guys for hopping on. I know it's been a while since we've had a Stronger Together team call, and I'm excited to come on and just kind of, I think this is a really good time to have one with all of the changes that are happening with body. And I think with all of us too, like we're feeling renewed energy, and we've been kind of talking about the idea of rebranding and what does that even mean? While body is rebranding with tons of changes, I feel like it's a good time for us to do the same, to really reflect on our businesses, what's gone well, what do we want to change, how do we want our business to look with our life. And the beauty of this business is you can pivot and you can change all the time, and you're never married to anything. And so I'm excited. I know that I took a little bit of a step back over the past year, and really did not work the same way that I had in years prior. Um, and just I don't know, I just needed that little bit of time, and now I feel like I'm ready to get back in and go and do all the things that are required to grow. Because while I didn't grow, I really didn't drop a ton either. I kind of just maintained status quo. That's what I did with my business. I hit Success Club every month. um a lot of times it was with renewals. But I'm ready. My income has pretty much stayed the same, maybe dropped a little bit. That's another cool thing about this business, though, is that residual income that is there, and I'm ready for it to grow again. And I know Erica has kind of her own story when it comes to that. So you can go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, same. I was already last year I was just already feeling like overwhelmed with life and stuff, and then starting my new job, I really needed like something had to give. And because I wasn't really finding joy in coaching, that was like the thing that I was like, I need a break. I have to take a break. And so I did. I mean, I didn't stay present. I'm sure you all noticed. I did not stay present in social media. I just literally just stopped, to be honest. Probably like legit stopped around. I don't even think I got to Success Club in December. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I stopped. And honestly, it was what I needed. So I mean, I could not focus on anything really at the time other than my new teaching job. But the nice thing was I still was getting paid. I mean, it is nice that there's supplemental or the residual income, but unlike Jess, I literally didn't do anything, so it has dwindled. So clearly, it's nice to have the residual, but if you don't at least stay status quo, it definitely starts to drop. Um, so I am finally in a state of uh, somewhat status quo. Well, I don't want to say I have my shit together. I don't, but I feel like a little bit more, and I want to like
Mhm.
I want to give more. I used to love coaching, and I want to like love it again. So my kind of whatever rebranding, starting up again is more focused on like doing the things that will move my business forward, but doing them in a way that won't completely burn me out and make me want to like completely pump the brakes again. So that's
Yeah.
where we're at.
Yeah. No, I think same. I feel very similar, and I think that that is something that when I was listening to a call from Holly Hillier, she talked a lot about that and preventing burnout. And a way to prevent burnout is really focusing on the things that bring you joy and spending a lot of time on those, and not spending a lot of time on people that drain you, and things that drain you. Now, of course, it's a job, so it's also going to require things that you don't always love doing. I don't really know anybody that loves inviting, but that is absolutely something that has to happen if you want to do this job. Like, you have to invite. But I think a lot of times we put so much faith in people and just believe so much in certain people, and maybe they say they're going to do one thing and then they don't, or and we want it more than they want it for themselves. And I think that created a lot of burnout for me, because I felt like I really owed things to a lot of people. And then I felt like, I don't know, now I'm just in a stage where I'm like, I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to continue to make this business, even more and even more of an impact, more of an income for my family. And I'm ready to do it with people who want to do it as well. And so I'm going to surround myself with people that are not only wanting to grow, but putting the work in to grow. That's what I'm going to do. That's my plan.
Yes, random question for you.
Yeah.
The Growth Day app, is
Yeah.
everybody's daily like video thing like the same?
Yes.
'Cause, did you listen to the one today? Because it kind of tied in perfectly with
I did.
everything that we're talking about. How, like, we can only pour in so much, and a lot of times it's easy to get frustrated with everybody around us because we're like, they just don't understand what I'm going through. I have 50 million things to do, and they're throwing more at it. And it's like, if we don't verbalize with people, like, hey, this is what my life is like right now,
Mhm.
here's what I have to do, then it's just adding more to our plate because we feel like we then have to justify why we have to do all of these things. And it just makes us burn out even more.
Right. Yes. Yes. I did listen to that while I was mixing up my Energize this morning. And it's so true. And I think it's just really, um, knowing your bandwidth, knowing how much that you can give. And I think a lot of times in a business like this, as an entrepreneur in general, I think you're really passionate about what you're doing, right? It's not like the typical, like I'm clocking in, I'm clocking out. If you're an entrepreneur, you're passionate about something. So we are all passionate about this, right? And when you run into people who maybe aren't as so, or you want them to want it as badly as you want it for them and for their family, it can be really draining. And so yeah, I think verbalizing that those boundaries and things like that are good too. So I wanted to really quickly, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because there was a Slay Squad call on Monday. Amber had a call yesterday, tons of new announcements. We all know it. But let me see, share screen. I do want to I'm going to gloss over some of these announcements. So when you guys look, can you see this? Okay. When you guys log into your coach office, this should, for me, it just popped up. Like, check out the announcements. Otherwise, you can like search in your coach office for them, but it's a really like succinct way to see the newer things. So, number one, Dig Deeper is coming in December. So, that is a 12-week lifting program. So, that's a long one. I'm excited about it. I mean, I love lifting. And so, that's definitely something that I'm probably going to do. So we get our sample workout November 20th. VIP access starts December 19th. So this is just things to think about as you are planning the rest of your year, what you want it to look like, what you want to be inviting to. Is this something that you're going to be inviting to? The November super block is the XB Pilates Sweat and Sculpt. So that is looking similar to all the other super blocks, 3 weeks of training. And then for super blocks next year, they're going to do 4 a year, which I really love. The monthly ones are fun, but it almost, for me and somebody that always wants to do the new thing, I feel like I can never do anything else because I just want to do the new thing that's coming out, and there's always a new thing coming out. So I love that there's just going to be 4 next year. It can kind of give us time to go back to other programs that we really like, those things we feel like we never have time to go back to. So that's kind of what the schedule looks like for next year with super blocks. And then the body block schedule is going to be changing a little bit too. Instead of having an all body block and an iron block and a bike block every month, there's just going to be like January will be the all body, February mind and body, March iron, and you can always go back, right? I mean, gosh, there's hundreds and hundreds. I mean, we won't be at a loss of things to do. So I kind of feel like this is going to really help us too, so that we don't feel so overwhelmed with so many options all the time. Like, oh my gosh, what do I even promote? What do I do? I don't know. This can give us all a chance to breathe, I think. 20 new rides a month, 15 specials a month. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Growth Day is coming November 9th. So I think we're all pretty excited about that. I've had Growth Day for just about 2 years. Amber gifted me the big membership for 2-star like 2 Decembers ago. And it is amazing. Like I love Brendan Burchard. I'm like obsessed with him now. I listen to the Daily Fires every day. He has tons of different like, top mindset people on his app, Ed Milet and Mel Robbins and Trent Shelton and all those people that he has every Wednesday. And the app is incredible. So if you don't have it yet, definitely suggest waiting till the 9th so that you can get it, through when it kind of goes together with body. But you can, I know Sarah got a free membership. Sorry, I'm not looking at this chat. Okay, there we go. Sarah got a free membership, so you can do that in the meantime if you want to check it out. But it is really good. I love that Brendon Burchard is going to be kind of with us. All right, what am I doing here? Go. This is kind of what the pricing is going to look like. I mean, we don't really need to go into much of that right now. Just know that it's there. There's curated content from Brendon Burchard. These people, look at this lineup, like Trent Shelton, Mel Robbins, and Mylette in the monthly mindset masterclass. Like, I love the mindset section of our app. I love that we have it. I love that Body is incorporating that mindset piece. I haven't always loved the people that they've had on there so far. I think there's so much potential for the mindset section, and I think this is going to nail it right here. So I love that. More content from Brendon with fire videos, more Brendon stuff. So then we have the new memberships that are coming, which has everybody talking. Now we can offer a, Yes, Sarah, exactly. The free membership can show you what you're promoting. Exactly. So for the body memberships, $35 a month for just body. And then, or you can do the $99 body bundle, I think you would call it. And now you can also buy 2 years of body for $358 and get the third year for free. So when I was listening to Holly Hillier talk the other day, she's like, people can get really overwhelmed and really feel like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to go, or what should I be promoting? What should I be getting people signed up with? And it's not a one size fits all anymore, which is really cool. It used to be a one size fits all, like get the total solution pack. That's it. Just do the total solution pack. And now it's more like build your bundle. What does everybody need the most? And you can really serve them where they're at. Especially, we obviously get income from PV. We get Success Club points now from PV. And so it is not total solution pack or nothing anymore, which I think is really good. This doesn't go forward. The bike too. So the bike price is now $16.25, includes the 3-year body membership. So that's just something to know. And I think this is kind of cute too, body gifting. So you can gift a 3-month membership for $89. I think that's a really good price point that somebody might get as a gift. So that's something to think about too, something we can all talk about as the holidays are coming, something we can promote. And then Body's also now going to have these sample workouts in the free, like unlocked section of Body. Like you don't need a login or anything to get that. Coming in November. I was going to say, I don't think they're there yet, but I think that's cool too. So we won't have to be like always sending links and stuff like that. Like they'll just be in there and people can check them out. There's going to be a fitness entry quiz. Like we have those nutrition quizzes in there now where you answer a bunch of questions and it tells you like to be mindset or portion fix. Now there's fitness one too that they're going to come out with. I'm not sure if that's there yet. And it'll kind of tell you your personalized results. So I'm excited to do that myself and see what it tells me. Preview samples on Body. That's it. So I know I totally glossed through that, but that's because you guys can check them out. And maybe you already listened to Slay Squad. Maybe you listened to Amber. So I didn't want to dive too much into that, but it's a lot of stuff. And what we don't want, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. What we don't want is for everybody to become overwhelmed. That's not what this is just opportunity is what I'm looking at it as, and a way that we can just meet all of our clients where they are. And instead of thinking, gosh, what should I be setting everyone up with? There's nothing that you should set everyone up with. So I was listening. What did Holly say? She said that when she signs new people up, she mostly does the $99 package for new clients and kind of just gets them that month. And then if people are, want to go forward, she can talk to them about, being a partner. And if they say, well, I do want the workouts, but I don't want Shakeology anymore, then what she'll do is send them a link for the $35 package, but talk to them about, okay, so you don't want Shakeology anymore. What kind of supplement would best suit your goal, like your goals? What are you looking for? Do you need more energy? Do you need a quick snack? And she said she always throws a supplement in with the bundle that she creates. I think she calls it like her, I don't know what she calls it. I do have notes of that somewhere, but I don't know. But that's something that you could do too, the $99. And then if people don't want Shakeology anymore, because not everyone will, then you can set them up with the $35 and you are still getting paid every single month on that. So I think sometimes in our heads, we're like, oh gosh, now like people can get it for $35 a month and it's just the workouts. We're getting paid every month when people order things monthly. So there's nothing bad about that. And okay, Sarah, I'm going to read your thing here. My student teacher made a good point about the month options versus year. People are afraid to make 179. Yep, because they're worried they won't work out the full. Yes. By giving them the monthly option, we get them to sign up, invite them. Yes, I think that exactly. Read Sarah's comment. That is exactly right. And I think too, people like a price point under $100. And it just seems more attainable. And it seems more, because what are we always promoting, right? Our monthly groups. Join me for the month of November. Join me for the month of December. But then when it's actually time to sign up, it's like, well, you're getting a whole year. And we know it's a great value. We know everything they're getting for that year. But I think sometimes it makes people be like, wait a minute. I thought I was joining you for like a November boot camp. And honestly,
Yeah. And sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jess, but looking at it business wise, if we're making 20% on starting in January on purchases, that over a year, 20% on if someone just keeps their monthly body, which we know is not a very smart idea, but there will be people that do that. You actually make more money over the year than just selling one total solution pack, which, I mean, you can look at it as, okay, I didn't get SC points, but you probably will over time with the PV adding up, and you're going to make more money. So it's kind of that, I don't know. I'm looking more at volume and not, I mean, Success Club is important. Don't get me wrong. And I'm trying to get there again, but something like that is kind of like, well, if they want the month, then I'm going to look at it as a positive in making more money in PV.
Yep. And instead of kind of like that mindset of like, oh, they didn't get the total solution pack, so I guess they're not joining me. It's like, well, then we're going to find what best works for you so that you can join the community. And once people are in, they will often change their minds. And especially if they're in your groups and they're seeing, I know for me, when I started in Amber's groups, I didn't want any supplements at all. And there was not, an option at that point. So I got them, but I didn't really have any interest in drinking it. But I saw everybody logging their shakes and stuff. And I thought, well, I mean, I guess I'll, try this or whatever. So then, when people see it, that can be helpful too. So just because they didn't start with a total solution pack, it does not mean they won't ever decide to do some supplements. And I think the focus on volume is really cool. So it's like Success Club and getting new people in is very important for growth, right? If you want your business to grow, we have to be inviting new people. We have to get new people into our community. But then serving the ones that are already there with, you'll get volume from those people as well. So you're getting paid both ways, which is really cool.
Yeah. And then Sarah asked about Shaun T's new program. Will they only get access with a TSP? I would think they probably would get, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think
you get access with any of those monthly memberships. No.
You could there's probably some version you could add on, but
yeah,
that would probably not make sense monetarily, right. I would think, but
because
I don't
usually
know.
Digital access is $50, right? I mean, at that
point. Yeah.
So I don't know that for a fact, but I feel like with the monthly options, you do not get super blocks. You wouldn't get a new program either, I don't think. So that's a good point. It would be a total solution pack for new people who want to do that program if that's what you're going to be promoting. So just different things to think about. And I just feel like it's such a season of growth, not only for the company, but for us, which I feel like is coming at a perfect time for a lot of us. I know a lot of us have kind of taken a little bit of a step back, and I'm ready to get back in. And I think with these changes, it's a really good time to do that. And there's never going to be, I know we're all in search of perfect balance. There's never going to be perfect balance. There's going to be seasons if you want your business to grow where you are hustling a little bit more. And, there tends to be a little bit of an anti-hustle culture now, but I think it's because we get into this mode where we hustle so much that we burn out. And so it's kind of like you need to have a balance of there will be times when you are hustling for your business. If you are shooting for a certain income, shooting for a certain rank, that's why we have diamond push groups, because you need that short, like 6-week season of hustle with other people who are shooting for the same thing, where you're like, yeah, I'm going to be working a little bit more than I was before, but that's because I have a goal and I'm going to work with these people to get to it. I'm not going to work like this forever, but I'm going to push. So there's going to be push seasons, and we just have to know that this business does take work. I mean, it is a job. So, it does take work, and we can't be afraid of that. And then not being afraid to pivot what you're doing. So Erica and I also kind of wanted to talk about the whole niche thing, which I don't know about you, but for me, it like kind of, I don't want to say freaks me out, but I still don't really know what my niche is. And I know that that's a big deal now, right? And I feel like Jen is so good. Like, she's so all in on gut protocol that I think that's like her niche right there, like gut friendly foods. And it just naturally falls her way because that is the lifestyle that she leads. And Jen's a perfect example, because that's exactly what you should do when you're thinking about your niche. Like, what are you already doing that is working well for you? What problem did you have before that you found a solution for, that you can help other people solve those problems? So for a long time, I think we kind of looked at niche as a person. Like, okay, my niche is, a mom of 3 who, is a nurse or something. I don't know. But now it's more like your niche is a problem that you're solving. What problem can you solve for people? Not that you have to be an expert, but you just have to be one step ahead of where they are and be able to help them. And there's kind of different viewpoints on this. Mompreneur is really going all in on niche and saying that you should pretty much only be posting to that particular problem, in different ways, of course, and make it, kind of fun and different. But that's what your content should be. I talk about Holly Hillier all the time because I follow her and I love her, but that's what she's doing, right? If anybody follows her, she posts healthy desserts. That's about it. And it's working for her, clearly. And I thought it was very interesting that at Leadership, Brendan Burchard said he doesn't really think that you should only post the one thing. He said you could have the majority, if you're posting, say, 6 times a week, you could have 3 or 4 about that one thing, but also incorporating some other things. I tend to go that way because, to me, at least right in this moment, and again, you can pivot your business at any time. You can do what works for you. To me, in this moment, I just don't see myself posting about the same thing every single day. I don't know. I like to also post about different parts of my life. I feel like that makes you sometimes a little bit more relatable. I will still have my children on there. And that's just me. And we can all pivot. But I think the big thing is, if you do, like, once you decide, okay, what is my social media going to look like? What is my problem? We should all have one, even if whether we're posting about it every day or just several times a week. What is my problem that I'm solving for people? How do I want my social media to look? And then you have to commit to it for at least a couple months, like at least 2 or 3 months, to be posting about that thing, because you're not going to find out if it's really working if you try it for like 2 weeks and then you're like, forget it. Nobody's even talking to me about this. Nobody even cares. Because it takes people a long time to really notice what you're doing. So again, Mompreneur, they suggest 3 months of posting about whatever it is, the problem that you solve. And then you can always quit if you need to.
Sorry, it's chaos here, but I wanted to, shocking. But along that line of, if you're not sure what your niche is or whatever, I also feel like posting something is better than not posting. So I also feel like, because I know I will, like with Reels, I know for a while, like, I did not freaking post Reels, and that's what it felt like you had to do to move your business forward. Can you guys hear me?
It's cutting out a little bit.
Can you hear me?
For me?
Yes.
I don't know. Okay.
So anyway, my point is just, like, don't let what people are saying you have to do stop you from posting something.
Yep.
So
yes. No, I think that's so true. And messy action beats inaction every time, right? And I fall into that trap too. I'm a perfectionist for sure, especially when it comes to reels and voiceovers. And like, I want it to be exactly as it was. And then I find myself spending a long time. So I kind of stopped doing them. Same as Erica. Like, I'm like, oh my God, this is taking forever. But yes, messy action. And there is no wrong way to do your business. That's the other cool thing about this business. There's no wrong way. Like, stop worrying about whether you're doing it right. Of course, everybody's going to have suggestions. Mompreneur is going to have suggestions. Brendan Burchard's going to have suggestions. Body is going to have suggestions. Erica and I are going to have suggestions. You do what works for you. There's no wrong way. This is your business, and you decide what feels authentic to you and what you can give sustainable energy to. Do you hear my kids screaming? They are so loud. God. But whatever you can give sustainable energy to, because I think what we're trying, with this whole like rebranding word or whatever, we're trying to prevent burnout for all of us. We're trying to find what our sustainable energy level is and what brings us joy with the business, what we want to post about, what we want to talk about, how we want to run our groups, who we want to be inviting in. And I think that that's going to look different for all of us. So yeah, I think just you're not married to anything that you're doing. Try things out, but give it a little bit of time. And think about your goals. Think about your goals when it comes to your life. Here's some homework items I would say for when we get off the call. Think about your niche. What problem did you maybe have before you started this business that you have kind of, I don't even want to say mastered, but you're doing better at? Think about those kinds of problems. That's what I've been thinking a lot about lately. And I think mine is just the busyness factor of 3 kids in multiple sports, and I have multiple jobs, and I'm kind of, Erica called me a mom in the middle. And I know Kelly loved that. Kelly and I are moms in the middle, where it's like, okay, we're working, but we're not really like working moms because we're not full-time, but we're also not really stay-at-home moms. We're like in the middle. So I'm trying to figure out like my niche around that somehow. So I think that should be part of our homework item, is to figure that out. And then also think about your business. We can all just be starting fresh from here. What goals do you have for your life? How do you want this business to fit into your life? Is it a rank goal? Is it an income goal? Is there a certain thing you want to purchase for your family? Like last year, honestly, I guess it was the year before, what drove me to work so hard was taking my kids to Disney. We had that big trip planned. It was about a year ago that we went. So it was the year before that I was saving for it. And it was my screensaver. And it really did drive me every morning. I would turn on my computer. I'm like, yes, I am taking my family there. I'm paying for all of it from my Buddy income. I am doing this. And it does. It drives you, because we don't wake up every morning. Julie Voris says, we don't wake up every morning to hit Success Club, right? That's what does that even mean? Why does that even matter? We wake up in the morning to help our family, to pour into ourselves, to feel good about ourselves and confident and provide for our families. That's why we're doing this. So think about your goals in that sense, and that will help you show up for your business on the days you don't want to, because we all have days we don't want to. And you have to have a bigger why so that you do show up even when you don't want to. So, Erica, did you have anything else, or anybody else?
Nope, we're good here.
Gordy's good, Abram's good, everybody's good.
Although one last thing is that we're leading into the busiest time, like the best time of year for our businesses, and like now is when we need to start talking about it and stuff. So that's all. I mean, before we know it, we're going to be talking about January boot camp. So
yeah, no, for sure. And I think that that's true. Also, always thinking about when you're thinking about posting, or even what you're talking about in stories, why is now the best time to jump in? Like there's always a good reason why now is the best time. Like now is getting to be a very busy time. So we need to have fitness wise, we need to have a quick solution, a workout you can do from home in 20 minutes if you want to do job one, where you don't have to leave, you don't have to do anything. It's going to be the busy holiday season, and you can still be consistent with your fitness. When it comes to the business side, this is the best time to invite to the business, because people are saving for Christmas. So really talking about just having a little bit, I mean, you don't have to be having $100,000 extra in order to talk about the money that you're making. You know, any amount of money that you are making on top of what you were making before helps your family, and people see that and people want that, especially around Christmas time, and especially now with how much everybody's struggling with inflation and everything like that. And then you're adding in Christmas, people need more money, and people need a way to get that on a flexible schedule from home. So don't be afraid to talk about that. Yes, $100 to $500 a week, whatever, it is so much more relatable. You know, talking about how, you know, I just filled up my gas tank with the money that I made from Body. I didn't have to pull that from anywhere else. Or, you know, I just ran into Target and I got myself like a nail polish that I otherwise wouldn't have gotten, because, you know what I mean? Just even little things, because that is relatable to people. So just think about those things that you can talk about going forward too. And I know that I'm just excited to be back in here with you guys. I know I've promised, I wrote myself a note actually. I know I've promised to start a messenger thread with those of us who are actively working, because our current Stronger Together messenger thread are a lot of people, some of which aren't even here anymore. So I need to start a new one. So I have all of your names written down. Oh, yes, that is a good question, Erica. Like, what do we want team calls to look like? Because we want to do what you guys want. You know, do we want to be having them every other week? Do we want it once a month? I think that would probably be what we'd be leaning towards, one of those two options. Do we want them in the evenings? Is that what works best for everybody? Would we want them during the day on the weekends, a weekend morning? I don't know. You guys, let us know about that. If anybody has any thoughts on when you would like to do them. I think they are important. I think community is so important, especially with this business that we do from home by ourselves. It is really easy when you're not in community with other people to take your foot off the gas. And whereas when you're surrounding yourself with other people that are also working, it makes it that much easier to keep your wheels going and keep working too. So yeah, let us know about that. Nights during the week. Okay, awesome. Love it. All right, yeah, we will definitely figure out a schedule for those. Does anybody have anything else? Awesome. Kelly, anything else that any questions you had, anything you wanted to talk about or anything? There's my little Stitch
I had a
background.
question. Hi, Stitch.
Yeah.
I had a question, Jess. I know I was
Yeah.
talking to Jen about this. The diamond bonus. Do you know anything about that? And if like I would, because technically I'm a lifetime diamond, but I'm not a paid diamond, obviously.
Mhm.
Would that bonus,
Mhm.
would I
You would qualify
for that?
Yes, you would if you hit diamond and hold for 6 weeks. You just can't be above 1 star. Like you can't be like a 2-star that fell down to diamond and get the bonus.
Okay. Okay.
But since you have not gotten above 1 star, then yes, if you get your diamond back
Okay.
and hold it,
Okay.
you'll get it. And I think that's a really good point. I kind of forgot to bring that up. Thank you,
Okay.
Ashley.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I think,
10 success club points.
wait, what? Oh, I can't
10
hear.
success club points too within 3 months, within the
That's
quarter.
right. That's right. That's the other thing, that you have to have 10 Success Club points in a 3-month time period and hold your diamond. Yes, that's true. I forgot about that. But I think that's such a good thing, because you guys are all like right there to earn that bonus. And I love actually that it is not available to, you know, say you got to 7-star at some point and you dropped down to diamond, like those people aren't in the running to get your bonus. So the pool is smaller, so the bonus will be bigger. Which I think is such a good, I think it's a good incentive for all of you guys. I know like so many of you are right there. And, you know, that could be the catalyst that gets you to like, okay, I'm doing this now. I'm getting this bonus. I'm earning this. Here we go. So love that. I'm so glad you brought that up. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you for hopping on, and we will chat about, I'll make the messenger thread, and we will chat about going forward, what we want this to look like. Oh, picture. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, I'm calling Santa right now. I'm freaking calling. I can't stand my kid.
Oh my God. I love it. It's like, you should pull him into the photo. Wait, okay, there's Ashley. All right, guys, ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. I'm so glad you guys got on. Thank you so much. And we will keep these calls going, and we're excited to grow with you guys going forward. All right. Love y'all.